Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl.
Hello, my treacherous friends.
Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 347. I am Jay, and with me is Mark and the Doc. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Jay, I meant to ask you before the show started, but do you have that clip I wanted you to play?
Yes, I could pull that up.
Okay. I want to get Doc is a doc, and I'd like to get your professional medical opinion about what this woman has said, if you don't mind. Would you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. And now we're just going to be sit here in silence while Jay cues it up.
Yeah, my computer's, I don't know. I think
Okay.
I've destroyed my computer.
While Jay is queuing this up, Doc, do you want an interesting fact?
Sure.
My Little Pony is apparently popular with Nazis.
Like current Nazis or Nazis from like the 40s?
I don't know. I went to the New York Post as we were starting the show to see if they have any interesting articles, because they usually do, and that was the headline. I haven't actually read the article yet, but apparently the article will explain to me how they're popular with Nazis. Who knew?
Were you like on the Onion or something?
No, this is New York Post. It's like it's almost a real paper.
Yeah, I don't know if New York Post counts as a real paper.
It's not. It's kind of a rag. I often go to New York Post to find stories for our show because they have a lot of random stuff on it.
All right.
Jay,
So,
you got
Doc, we need your medical opinion on this, all right?
Okay.
You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people. And we the people are waking up, and we know what citizen's arrest is because citizen's arrests are already happening, okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested. And you, doctor, are going to be arrested for crimes against humanity. Every single one of you have a smirk behind that little mask, but every single one of you are going to get punished by God. You cannot escape God. You cannot escape God. I'm going to say that again. You cannot escape God, not even with the mask or 6 feet. Okay? 6 feet, like I said before, is military protocol. You're trying to get the people to train them so when the cameras, the 5G comes out, what? They're gonna scan everybody. We gotta get scanned. We gotta get temperatured. The kids have to go to school with masks. Are you insane? Are you crazy? I think all of you should be in a psych ward right the heck now because none of you know what the hell you are all talking about. This is insane. And then you want to open this meeting with a prayer to God. Are you praying to the devil? Because God is not listening to that prayer because all of you are practicing the devil's laws. What happened to Bill Gates? Why is he not in jail? Why is Hillary Clinton not in jail? Why are all of these pedophiles that are demanding you all to listen to their rules? Why are they not in jail?
So now I know why Mark wanted us to play that.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard part of it.
Yeah, so Doc, I have some questions for you based on this.
I think we're in trouble. I think the gig is up. She figured it out.
So masks
basically,
are really
for
our
those that
code.
don't know, in Florida, one of the counties was going to require people to wear masks, and they held an open forum where people can come and give their yays or nays to the idea of everyone wearing a mask. I'm not sure, Doc, which side do you think she comes out on? Wearing the mask or not wearing the mask?
I think she's a very intelligent woman who's figured out a lot of stuff, I think.
So a couple of questions off of this. She made some interesting points. So, Doc, are the masks actually what's killing people?
Yes, they're weapons.
Okay, so most of the people are dying not from corona, but the masks. Also, is requiring someone to wear a mask, is that part of the devil's law?
Well, I'm not a religious person, but it probably.
Okay. Do you think the mask would help the, is there any truth that wearing the mask helps prevent the 5G from getting in your body?
Yeah, masks are well, actually, no, masks don't help because otherwise she would want us to wear them, right?
How
Oh,
many
yes.
how many people, how many patients have you had this week that were sick with the 5G?
All of them.
Is it fair to say that most of the patients you've treated and seen die from coronavirus were actually murdered by Hillary Clinton?
I think it was George Soros. I think.
Don't try to confuse us there. Soros is he's a different. I don't know what conspiracy he's involved in, but Bill Gates.
Oh, Bill Gates, right? It was Bill Gates.
Yeah, it was
Actually.
Bill Gates. So also, why you're a doctor? Why are you using this tragedy to become a pedophile? I don't know, or something to do with pedophiles?
Or like smirking a lot.
Yeah, why are you
People
smirking
can't-
behind your? It's amazing that she can see through masks and knows they're smirking.
You know,
She seems like a great person.
Yeah, she looks kind of normal. Even like a little bit attractive. Like she's not bad looking. Where you'd like if you were drunk at a bar, you'd start hitting on her. Maybe like, oh, I get maybe in this times you're like out, you're talking to her, you're like, oh, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean this coronavirus is crazy. Like, yeah. It's 5G and Bill Gates.
I mean,
Okay,
you know,
cool.
she's right. I mean, before coronavirus, if you wanted to smirk, you had to like keep it in. You know, like you couldn't do it. Now we all get to wear masks, so it's like it's freedom. It's awesome.
It's awesome that like they're putting the coronavirus on the mask before they give it to you, I guess. Anyway, so
No,
so
those are the ones we give the patients, actually.
Jay, is there any way we can get her on the show?
Do you
Is there any way we could just have her like get on the show and just like take her completely seriously and like, yeah, just keep prodding her on?
Yeah, just go with it. Like, we'll be on her side as much as we can take it.
What if our whole show going forward was just egging on InfoWarriors?
Oh my God, she's amazing.
I mean, she's definitely on InfoWars.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You know all these they have all these videos where someone's on video and then they get fired from their job. What do you think she does that she gets to keep her job? Like if you heard your employee, you were like, okay, I mean, we like any job. Like if you were like, hey, we are a flower store. One of our employees got on and blamed the devil for this stuff. I'm gonna fire that person.
If she was like a cashier, would you fire her? I don't know if I would. Like, does it matter?
I think if it was Foot Locker and all she did was organize the sneakers in the back room, I'd fire her. There's pretty much no job I would not fire her for.
Yeah.
Because
Except president.
you wouldn't want somebody that dumb under your employment. You don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right. You'd be like, hey, I noticed there was a in the stock room back there. Remember I'd asked you if you can get size 10 sneakers for this young man. You seem to have set a fire back there. What happened? And she'd be like, yeah, the sneakers were listening to me. Fire's the only way you put out the listening. It's goddamn Hillary Clinton back. Like, okay, I should have seen this coming. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only job that she'd be safe from would be president.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking she should be Pence's running mate. I mean, she should take over Pence on the ticket.
Yeah.
You know, like there'd be a certain base part of Donald Trump's base, like the entire base, who'd be like all about her, no matter how crazy her views sounded.
But that was the last season of Veep.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Jonah.
Jonah. Yeah, with the Muslim math.
Yeah.
Did you, Doc? Did you watch Veep?
No, I haven't really gotten into that one yet. But
Oh, it's actually pretty funny.
I think I saw like one episode. It seemed pretty good. I just didn't continue watching it.
Jay has just finished watching the show. Jay, make a recommendation. Talk Doc into watching the show.
Yeah, it's good. It's it definitely
It's
gets better.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus and
Yeah. I mean, it definitely gets better as it goes, and they definitely thought Hillary Clinton would be president when they started the show.
yeah, it started like a while before that, right?
Yeah.
It started in 2012 when she first ran.
So she ran in 2008, but they
Oh,
still
I
like
see,
they
I
still
see,
it
okay.
still
No,
seemed
didn't she
like
lose in 12 and 16?
No, she ran in 08 because it was Obama when he got reelected. She didn't run against him.
Oh, right.
Um,
I feel like they thought she was going to be president at some point throughout the run of the show, though.
Yeah, it might have been. I guess it might have been 2008. I guess.
The show anyway. The show really builds on itself. But like the first season is kind of funny, and each season gets increasingly funny and gets increasingly absurd.
Yeah.
Worth
Sold.
watching. Yeah.
It's like I
Um,
definitely have the time. So
Hey Jay. So Doc. Jay has been telling me for a long time I need to get a PS4. And the idea, I guess, is he thought that we'd get a PS4, my kids would be on the PS4, and we could do the show earlier. I now have a PS4. The show is still not earlier, and if anything, my kids want to go to sleep later, and it's basically a battle. So I am proposing, Doc. So I am proposing Jay gets 2 kids, or at least one, for our next episode, and going forward, so he'll understand my plight.
But aren't they quiet when they're playing it?
Not really. They're not, and nothing.
But they're not bothering
quiet.
you.
They always bother you. They always need you. Jay,
How does he need
I
you while
got
he's
the
playing Fortnite?
PS4. Get a kid, Jay.
How does he bothering you while he's playing Fortnite?
He's not bothering. It's just there's no. They'll come to you at all times. It's just Jay. You got to get a kid.
I think
You
your
gotta see
kids are
how it is.
broken. You need to return them.
Yeah, I mean, Rob is able to do a show with 2 kids.
Yeah, at 9:00 when we started doing the show. Was he able to do? But he said he also like his kids just stopped caring.
Yeah, because he got them a PlayStation 4.
So what's going on with you guys?
No, just working at my hellhole job, trying to get out of there, trying to
How are
buy.
you- How are you guys feeling about the coronavirus? Are you feeling a little more comfortable with it now?
Why? Because we just had the 2 worst days since it started, back to back.
Doc, is
Well,
having the 2
it's-
worst days a bad thing?
It's like better in like our area, but it's worse pretty much everywhere else.
And so New York, like the tri-state area, is going down, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So should we give a shit about the rest of the country?
Well, it's gonna come back here, I think. Like, there's, the other places it will make it last, and then it'll, New York. Unfortunately, everyone travels to New York, so there's almost no way of like isolating ourselves.
Could we? I think Cuomo said he wanted people to isolate from certain states, but they're not going to.
No.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I mean, it's good to say that, but who knows what people will do.
He's just
Jay,
telling
do you-
people to. He's like, hey, why don't you quarantine yourself for 14 days? And everyone's like, yeah, we'll get right on that.
So Jay, do you trust like me, who I've known you for a long time, and do you trust Doc?
As far as what?
When are we doing an in-person podcast?
Oh, yeah, no. You don't even wash your
Or
hands.
we hug
You-
and kiss each other.
Mark doesn't wash
Jay,
his
would
hands.
you-
He's going nowhere near me.
What you would have us do it, and that's true. I don't.
Well, there's the guy who has kids, and then there's the guy who works at the hospital with patients. That's quite a choice.
Jay, would you let us come over and do a podcast with you?
I don't even sleep in the same room as my girlfriend anymore because she works at a hospital. So, no.
What?
That's a true story, by the way.
Why not? What's the difference? You're in the same guy. Doc, do you think Jay's protecting himself by sleeping in a different room than his girlfriend? They
I don't know.
they share an apartment.
Yeah, I mean, if she got it, you'd probably, be hard not to get it, I guess.
But
Yeah,
not
why don't you guys just go
impossible.
back to sleep? Why don't you guys go back to sleep in the same room? There's no
But-
like.
The good news is, I think they're saying now that the asymptomatic spread was kind of overblown. Like, really, if you're not sick, then you're probably not spreading it.
Oh, well, that's.
I
we
mean, I
learned
think in the
something new.
beginning, like, they didn't know, but I think now, because they can trace, most of the cases, like, if in places where they can actually trace the cases, they can do a pretty good job with it. So that suggests that there aren't people that are spreading it.
I heard the WHO thing was that they were saying if you're asymptomatic, what you're saying that is they're not sure if they're really major spreaders, but then the idea of like you could also just be pre-symptomatic.
You could, yeah. I mean, I think there might be a window of a day or two but yeah, eventually you'll get sick. So, I mean, you have to be careful regardless. But
Okay, so Jay, but wait, Doc, do you have any symptoms?
nope,
I don't have any symptoms either, Jay. So when can we come over?
Never.
never.
You would what if how much money would it have to take? How much would we have to pay you to let us come over to do the show with you?
I'm trying to buy a house and I need a down payment on a house. So, whatever would get me that. 20,000?
What if we paid you $1,000? Would you do a show with us?
No.
$1,000. Two good friends of yours, neither of us show any symptoms.
No.
Or what about $2,000?
Nope.
What if we got you a job interview?
No.
What about an actual job?
Yes, for an actual job. Let's just say we know someone. He's going to hire you. It'll be in accounting.
Remote job?
Yeah. It's a remote job, similar salary, but it's in the field you want. It's not your current employer, so you're happy. We get you a new job. Would you do a show with us?
Yes, but I would wear a mask the whole time.
Okay. What about we get you a job and there's a $10,000 bump in salary,
Mhm.
but no mask? Because we're doing a show. You can't do a show with a mask on.
I could.
No. There's no mask.
What do you mean you can't do a show with a mask on?
How can you do a show with a mask on? You're talking the whole time through a mask. No one can hear you through a mask.
You can hear people through masks.
It's listen. You're spreading the devil. Jay, so no show, no mask, $10,000, new job, and I get to cough on you throughout the show.
I have a question. How are like bars and restaurants ever going to open? Like, because you can't like eat and drink with a mask. So
Well, restaurants are opening and people are.
I guess they're just distancing, I guess.
Well, my understanding is you wear the mask to the table. I'm not doing this anytime soon, but you wear the mask to the table. You take it off to eat, and then you put it back on, I guess. And the waiter wears the mask also.
I mean, doesn't that like take the fun away, like from going to a restaurant? It's
I mean,
kind of
sounds fucking awful. There's nothing fun about that. Ooh, I'm wearing a mask. We went to the beach last weekend, and you have to wear. You don't have to wear a mask on the beach. You have to be distanced from the beach, but you have to wear a mask just from the parking lot to the actual where you're going to sit down. And even that, I was like, if I had to wear a mask the whole time, I would never come to the beach.
yeah.
I mean, when you're sitting down, you are kind of just spread out. Like the beach wasn't that crowded. You were kind of spread out. It was totally fine. But most things suck in a mask.
Yeah, the other day I was like wearing my sunglasses with the mask, and it instantly fogs up the glasses. Like,
Yeah.
Really
like,
does.
it's like, wait, these two things just don't go together.
Okay, Doc, I imagine you're in the hospital most of the day, and you're wearing a mask most of the day, right?
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
in my office, I can't really keep it on like all the time, so we have enough distance where, like, when I'm sitting at my desk, I don't keep it on.
So how long, and like, what's the longest period of time you're wearing a mask?
I mean, I usually keep it on like an hour or two and then take it off. But
Okay,
even then,
so,
I want to keep taking it off. It's like very hard not to.
so I have a question for you. What is a better feeling? You've worn a mask for about 3 hours straight. You take it off, or when you're whacking off at night. What is a better feeling? I would guess.
I think it's the mask.
I would get the mask taking off. You're like, that would be just better.
Yeah, after like 3 hours, yeah.
There's certain feelings like you guys been skiing? You guys ski at all?
I've been twice.
Like a while ago, but yeah.
Okay. You know, like you're skiing all day and you take those boots off, you put your sneakers on, you walk around, your feet just feel so much better.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like that kind of feeling. Like that's almost like I enjoy skiing, but maybe the best part is that feeling after you're done skiing.
Yeah.
Doc, you should do videos of you just like taking off the mask and just showing your relief.
Yeah, just like having an orgasm of mask removing.
Yeah, it'd be like they have like the porn will have the videos of like women like showing their tits, and we'll have videos of people like being so happy when they take off their masks. Mask reveal videos.
I
Anyway,
mean, like I feel bad like for the nurses and stuff. It's worse. I mean, like Jay's girlfriend, like because they have to keep it on a lot longer. Because I mean, I have an office that I could hide out at.
do you Jay, can you get your girlfriend on so Doc can talk trash to her? Does she complain about the mask, Jay?
A little bit because the N95 masks you have to put on really tight.
Oh, those suck.
Yeah.
She has to wear those like all the time too, right?
Jay makes her wear it in the apartment. It's fucked up. Jay's like, you don't take that off here. I'm not catching it. Why don't you sleep in the same bed?
I don't know what's going on at that
I'm
hospital.
scared.
I understand, but like, is there any chance that you're going to live? Like, where do you sleep? She sleeps in the bedroom, and you sleep where?
In the podcast room.
Okay. Like, is there any chance you guys are like not? You guys are both going in the same living room. Like, how the air is like?
I'm sitting 6 feet apart.
You're social distancing at home. I just don't think that's working.
I think it is. I don't have it.
Does she have it?
I don't know.
He hasn't seen her in like
Don't
a
you guys
month.
eat? Don't you guys eat meals together? I don't really understand. She cooks. Did you do not eat her food?
It's an L-shaped couch, so we're 6 feet apart.
Oh, God. What do you think, Doc? What's a greater chance of catching it? Going to protests with lots of people that probably are not wearing masks, or sitting at your apartment next to your girlfriend on an L-shaped couch?
The number of people is a huge factor. So,
Or should we feel better at the fact that there hasn't been any surges from the protests?
What? We just
I
had
guess
the
so.
worst day ever.
Well,
Yeah,
not,
but
not here at least.
yeah, but like the protests and where the surges
I
are
mean, there were a
happening.
lot of protests in New York, so
Texas didn't have a lot of protests. They were fine with everything going on.
I mean, there is one possibility that more people got exposed to it than realized and developed some kind of immunity.
There you go.
Who knows?
Do you guys want to go to our top 5? Do you guys do the Would You Rathers?
I did 3.
Okay, well, would you rather do 3 or 5? Apparently. So I asked Jay and Doc here if we could do for a top 5. We're moving away from coronavirus. We could do a top 5, and they could be involved in your Would You Rathers. But I usually make Would You Rathers for the show. I thought it'd be fun if we all come up with our own Would You Rathers, and it'd be a fun bit for the show. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
on a side note, well, I'll do my side note later.
Okay.
Okay. So, who wants to go first? Should I go first?
Sure.
Okay. Would you rather, if you could go back in time and stop one of these people from dying, would you rather save George Floyd or Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant.
Why?
George Floyd was kind of a piece of shit.
Okay. So, Doc, do you want to, now that our show is over officially,
Jay's
what the
like,
hell's wrong with
this-
Jay?
Well,
this
he's a saint now because he got murdered. Like, he shouldn't have got murdered, but he was a dick.
Jay, luckily no one listens to our podcast, so you can keep your job. But if
You guys, I
like,
know you guys
think-
agree
I
with me. You
think
just
what-
don't say
like,
it.
George Floyd, you know, I don't want either person to die. If I have to go back in time, well, Doc, who do you think?
I would say Kobe Bryant too, because I think he would have done more like afterwards.
Because he wasn't as big of a piece of shit.
Again, the show's already over, Jay. Now you're just like,
In reality, Jay could edit the show, but like he actually can't because he has no idea how to.
I guess you could say George Floyd, he's a martyr and started a movement. Kobe Bryant, there was the movement, I guess, is like, don't fly on your personal helicopter in bad weather.
So that
Not
would
much of a movement.
that would mean you wouldn't prevent George Floyd from dying.
Yeah, you'd save Kobe because you feel like his death might be more meaningful in the long term.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of
Piece
what-
of shit and martyr, same exact thing.
Instead of what he actually said.
Okay, would you rather still have a show? Probably not. Doc, what do you got?
All right. Okay. Would you rather every Onion article live in a world that every Onion article is true
We do.
Okay.
versus in a world where every InfoWars article is true?
Oh, that's pretty good. Some people think one of those is real.
Yeah.
I guess I would go with the Onion because the world would at least be kind of hysterical in a scary way, and a lot of stuff that's just dead on. Basically, they say the Onion had one. It was like a realtor says this neighborhood with thriving community of the thriving middle class Hispanic population is a great community for a turnaround. I can see real potential here.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you say?
Yeah, I would go with Onion too.
Yeah. Doc, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say Onion, but it would be. I mean, the InfoWars thing could be kind of funny too, because it's like, I mean, their stuff is so out there that like, it would be kind of insane.
Can I just do an addendum to your idea? Would you
Uh-huh.
rather live in a world where the Onion articles are true, or a world where the InfoWars posters are real?
What do you mean, like real people?
I mean,
Or-
they're real people that live in our society. These people that are posting are real people. Would you rather have a either you get these people who are real people who believe these things, or we have the Onion. What's better?
I mean, I think there are definitely people that are real. I mean,
Yeah,
it may
they're
not
real.
all
They-
be
they
real,
believe
but-
that.
Oh no, I think they're real. I'm just scared. I'd rather just have the Onion be real.
yeah.
So mine is along those lines. So you have to live in an apartment with 10 roommates.
Ooh.
Would you rather those 10 roommates all be hardcore InfoWars followers, or they're the cancel culture people who get offended by every little thing?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna go with cancel culture because the InfoWars people just are goddamn scary. The cancel culture people are just annoying.
I don't know. I might go with InfoWars people because I feel like the cancel culture people might be more annoying to live with.
I think so too. I think I would go with the InfoWars people.
Who's more likely to commit violence?
Cancel culture people.
Really?
I think so. I think InfoWars people have a lot of guns, but they don't really shoot people.
Yeah, I don't think the InfoWars people are as like dangerous in that way as people think.
Jay, would you rather have 10 roommates and one of them has coronavirus, or sleep in the same bed as your girlfriend? Okay. My next question. My next one. Would you rather save? Again, I'm going back in time. So you can save people. Would you rather save JFK or MLK?
That's a tough one.
Is it tough because you don't remember who MLK is?
I would say
Well, no, I think JFK was making some good changes. I just feel like he would just get killed again if you saved him.
I mean, you could say the same thing about MLK.
That is true. That is true.
Both assassins, great targets for assassins.
I would say MLK.
You'd save MLK. Okay. Jay, was MLK a piece of shit also, Jay? Are you just going to say
No, I'm just wondering, like, did MLK getting shot, like, add more to his cause than, like, JFK getting shot just
that's a good point.
didn't really
Yeah,
accomplish anything. Like, you know, no good came out of JFK getting shot.
JFK was the he was behind Bay of Pigs, which was a total disaster. Maybe he had more of those ideas up his sleeves.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, the Kennedy family, I don't like. There was a lot of shady stuff happening. Like, I'm not sure about JFK, but
But Dad
No
was a
one-
bootlegger, so
yeah, I mean, it's politics.
so politician or MLK. I'm gonna go with saving MLK. Jay, do you want to redeem yourself from the George Floyd comment?
What, you think George Floyd was a good person?
Jay, I'm just asking a question, Jay.
See,
have to
you
go
won't
down
even
the
answer
I mean,
'cause
like,
you
how
know.
how fast do you want to lose your job, Jay?
You
No,
won't even-
George Floyd. I mean, obviously he had issues, but I think it's just like if you are in a public forum and say certain things, you're going to get in trouble.
like I said, he should not have been murdered, but he was not a good person.
Okay, everyone's imperfect, but
Okay.
being murdered by the cops for passing a $20 bill, not quite the right idea. But anyway, you gonna take MLK or shake JFK?
I'll go with MLK.
Okay, cool. Doc, what's your next one?
Okay, this one's about. I mean, it's sort of about coronavirus, but would you rather never get a vaccine and no one develops immunity? So this is basically our lives moving forward,
Okay.
or they make a vaccine, but everyone who takes the vaccine loses their ability to smell or taste anything.
Okay. So, but can 80% of the people take the vaccine besides myself?
No, you have you kind of have to choose one or the other. Like everyone has to do it. or
Okay.
everyone-
So either we live in a world with a vaccine, either we go back to normal, or I lose my sense of smell. Or so we
Wait,
don't
no,
go back
no,
to
no,
normal.
no, wait.
Yeah.
You
Either
go back to normal and you lose your sense of smell.
Yes,
Versus
yes.
what we are doing now.
will
forever.
I change my sense of smell and taste to go back to normal? That is a big. I am gonna say no. I don't.
So basically, could you live like this, or would you live without a sense of smell or taste?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd live like this for a while longer. I don't know. Yeah, I'd go with this. Doc? Sorry, I mean, Jay?
Yeah, I'd go with this too.
Yeah, that's a lot to give up. You're giving also,
Yeah.
you didn't even give. You didn't say 1 sense. You talked about 2 senses. That's
Yeah,
a lot.
I was just gonna do smell, but the smell I feel like people would probably choose. So that's why I did the smell and taste.
Yeah, I mean, like that eliminates the purpose of eat. Not the purpose, but
Yeah.
eliminates like all the joy of eating.
And actually, when you taste stuff, a lot of it has to do with smell. So I think they are kind of linked. So it would have to, it would be both. So I would say, yeah, I would continue. I agree with you guys.
Yeah, it would kind of suck to. I mean, I can always hope we get out of this. I'm not going to hope.
It's
I'm not
close
getting my
though.
sense of
Like, because this, I mean, if this lasts forever, like this, this really sucks too.
What happens if we don't get a vaccine, Doc? What do we do? Do we just go back into society and just like go fuck it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there'll be like a steady state of people developing immunity at some point, but it'll take a while, like a lot longer.
I mean, we can't go on this forever. We can't be like, okay, it's going to take 5 or 6 years. At some point, we have to like.
Yeah, there'll
Let's
be
see
no
how this
businesses
goes.
left.
What do you say, Jay?
There'll be no businesses left.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this isn't good for us
There's
long
going to
term.
be there's a lot of death that happens if you don't go back at some point, just from like.
But even like things like kids not going to school, like all being homes. I mean, that's not really great for them either.
No, I mean, especially like my kids, like they're at the ages where like part of the major part of school is just socialization, like
Right.
just being like learning things socially is just like a huge deal. Like my wife is like, camp, I don't think it's worth the risk. School, she's like, I don't want my kids to be stupid. Like you have to like they should try it. They should get the kids back into school and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Jay, what's your next? Would you rather?
My next one is, would you rather walk around Atlanta right now at midnight in a MAGA shirt and a Confederate flag, a MAGA hat and a Confederate flag shirt, or would you rather go to the next Trump rally in the floor section in a Black Lives Matter shirt with no mask?
Oh man.
So wait, when you go to Atlanta, sorry, what did you
You're
say
going
about,
to
like,
you're going to Atlanta with like Trump gear.
Well, yeah, and
do
Atlanta's
you have a mask? or
Atlanta's
are there people
basically,
around?
you can have a mask in Atlanta, but it's basically a war zone right now.
Yeah, people are kind of walking around like not
You
all
might
of
get-
Atlanta's like this, but
you might
part of
get
Atlanta.
murdered.
You might get murdered, especially if you have the Trump stuff. On the other hand, if you go to the rally wearing Black Lives Matter, you may be murdered for that, or you may just be like got the coronavirus for it.
You might get murdered in both situations.
Yeah, both ways your life is not going to turn out that well. I feel like I could probably can I hide a little bit like in Atlanta? Can I duck behind cars and stuff?
Yeah, but you can't go indoors. You have to be walking around the streets. You can duck behind cars and stuff, but you can't like.
All right, I guess I'll answer. I would go to the Trump rally because I kind of risk my life when I go to work, so might as well just do that again.
Yeah, I guess I'll go to the Trump rally. Oh man, that's awful.
I mean, like, I feel like I would actually be in danger in Atlanta, whereas at the Trump rally, like, I could get coronavirus, but I could get that at work too. So
Atlanta's insane right now, and there's just groups of people walking down the streets like shooting each other. It's insane.
Jay has learned all about Atlanta from Twitter. Okay, what? Again, I'm going with the same thing about who you're gonna save. Who would you rather save? Either John Lennon. Are you guys Beatles fans?
yeah,
Okay, Lennon. And I'm gonna do a pairing. Instead of doing one person, I'm gonna do Lennon, or you get to save both Biggie and Tupac.
does this even, like, I mean, for Jay, like, I can't imagine more, like, there's only one answer.
Jay, who are you saving?
Yeah, Lennon.
Okay, so we're going to, like, you're going plus you're not doing too well in this George Floyd thing.
No, he went with MLK.
Yeah. Doc, who are you saving?
I would say Lennon too, just because, well, I mean, I wasn't really big fans of the other two, but, when Biggie died, I think there was a lot of stuff that came out, like, because of that. So I feel like even if you're, like, into rap, like, I think good music came out of him dying too.
I do think Biggie and Tupac would have released more albums having died than they would have released not dying. It seemed like every 2 years they'd be like, we found another Biggie album,
Yeah.
found another Tupac album. You're like, you sure they're dead?
I think it was like the same concept as like the MLK or the other one that, like there was benefits of the death.
People actually thought Tupac was alive for the longest time because he came out with about 7 albums after he died.
Really was like insane. I think he referencing things like 9/11. You'd be like, how do you know about that? I would go with Lennon also, just because I feel like they were like, I don't know, like the way they were like going back and forth and stuff. Like if I saved them, someone else would have shot him later on.
Well, also,
What's his name? What's his name still alive? Their who was the guy? The scary guy, the one that held like Vanilla Ice over like a balcony.
oh, I know who you're talking about, but I
The
don't remember his name.
producer.
Yeah. I mean, also, you would have a chance of a Beatles reunion and maybe get another Beatles album, which would have been cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
All right, Doc?
Okay. Would you rather?
Oh, Suge Knight. Suge Knight. That's who it was.
Hmm.
Okay.
Would you rather have 5 women make sexual allegations against you?
I like the word 5 women sexual, and then you went downhill there. Go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be a good thing.
He was like, oh, this
Okay.
isn't so bad. Oh,
Jay, it's like 5 women make sex to you. Okay, it's weird way to say it, but okay, Doc.
So I don't even want to hear the second thing. Or get bed bugs permanently and you can't get rid of them.
Okay, what are the allegations basically? Give me a sense of what the allegations are like?
I mean,
guess they vary between like sexual harassment and rape. There's like a whole
Okay.
range of them.
Okay, that's like those are like much different. Like one thing to say, like
Well, there's
I'm like,
there's 5 different women, so
Okay,
a
'cause-
couple of
'cause
them are more minor, and then 1 or 2 are more serious.
it's one thing if I'm like I hit them on the behind or like hey nice tits. Another thing if I've forcibly raped them. I feel like those are different.
Well, I think there's like a few of each kind, like so that they kind of back each other because it's like a pattern rather than
Okay, so I have a pattern of inappropriate to
illegal /
illegal
criminal.
felony acts I've taken on women. Okay, so that or permanent bed bug. I guess I'm going to go with permanent bed bugs because, well, hang on. Are they true or not? The allegation.
No, I guess no, they're not. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the damage is going to be the same.
No, I mean,
regardless.
like you could say like if the allegations aren't true, I could be like, well, I'm innocent, so like, whatever. I can still tell.
Well, I'm
people
going to say not true because I'm assuming that none of you have done that. So I'm just going to say not true.
We'll just assume we haven't done that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the. I'm going to go with the allegations. Permanent bed bug sounds horrible. That sounds fucking horrible. I'll never be able to sleep again. I'll be like Jay. I can't sleep ever. Jay.
yeah, I mean, with the allegations, your life is over, but also with the bed bugs, you're right. I would never sleep ever again, and I would have to just hope I can do a good enough job at damage control because I would never sleep with the bed bugs.
Yeah, like like on the one hand, like I get these allegations, they're ruining my life, but you know what? At some point, I'm like, hey, let me finish the 3rd season of Ozark. I'll have a nice night. I'll go to sleep. I'll forget about this a little bit. In the morning, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been accused of a lot of bad shit. But
It's
I
funny
can never
'cause,
fucking sleep.
Mark, I think you were going to go with the other one, and then you kind of thought about it, and then you changed your mind.
It just sounds really terrible having bed bugs around.
yeah, that one. Like at first, you're like, oh no, I'll choose the bed bugs, and then you think about it, you're like, yeah, wait, no, I can't do that.
I know like I have kids. The worst like sleep deprivation I had was my son was born. He was not a great sleeper, and you have like especially first few months, you are just like barely sleeping and you're just barely alive.
My brother's going through that right now. It's he sounds horrible.
Well, congratulations to him. That's awesome. But sleep deprivation is pretty brutal, and I can't imagine like I fucking never sleep if I had the. Oh, by the way, Brian, who's doesn't ever sleep, and I think that's why he's not on the show tonight. I'm just going back to our conversation off the show. I mean, he has trouble sleeping. So
You think
sleep.
he'd choose the bed bugs?
Well, he'd probably. What do you think Brian would choose, Jay?
I think he would choose allegations.
I think he'd choose the allegations.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the bed bug. What are you going to choose?
I'm going
to choose the allegations.
This is a tough one. Yeah, I think like being able to sleep is very important. So I would say I'd have to go with the allegations, but it's a close call.
What if instead of just to make it up the ante, it was pedophilia allegations?
It kind of be the same thing. I mean,
really?
It's not the same exact thing, but like.
I know. I feel like at that point you might be like, okay, I'll take the bed bugs.
Like the bed bugs are like I feel like you always have to keep going back to them, whereas the allegations, like you could kind of like escape somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could try to go somewhere else. You're like, oh, okay, I live in Guam now, or just somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, so my next one. Would you rather, Jay? You don't have any more, right? Or do you have any more?
I have one more.
Oh, okay, go.
All right. So, would you rather 24 hours a day, you hear Smash Mouth's All Star just playing and repeat
I'll take that.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's
Okay.
not even a punishment. I like it.
I kind of like that song. No, I don't. I think
Jay, you
24/7
really like. What's the other one?
No, no,
like have an ice
24/7.
cream Sunday.
You'll be sick of it
24/7 of any song, even if you like it, is gonna like be
within an
awful
hour.
after-
You're never going to want to hear that song again.
That's a great beat. Like, hey, now I'm an all-star. Get my game on. Come on, Jay.
20
What's
times
the other one?
20 times an hour for your whole life?
I might just do this anyway.
Or would you rather be deaf?
Okay, I'm gonna go with just hearing the All-Star song. It's pretty catchy, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's. I mean,
Jay,
anything is
Jay,
gonna.
if you said, would you rather hear it 20, hear it all day, every day, or have $100? I might just be like, I'd pay $100 just to have this happen.
I think you would go insane within an hour.
I think, I think I'm gonna go with the deafness because I think that the song thing, if it's 24/7, eventually you're not gonna be able to function.
Jay, do you do the song or do you take coronavirus?
I'd go with coronavirus.
Holy moly! Doc, if you don't know, Jay doesn't like the coronavirus. Okay, so would you rather? We're all going back in time for everything. Would you rather stop 9/11 or the coronavirus? And this is I'm gonna give you for the coronavirus, like 9/11. You stop the hijackers. The hijacking never even happens. Or for the coronavirus, you go to Wuhan. First person gets infected, you stop it right there. You stop the first person from getting infected, it doesn't happen.
I stopped the person in the lab who created it.
Yeah, whatever theory you want to go with.
Or you kill the bat that gave it to the human.
And I'm gonna say for both these, you get no credit. Like you stopped it, but you're not gonna get there's no worldwide fame from it, basically. So you because then the one hand 9/11, you'd be like, no one knows how bad the coronavirus would have gotten, so you're not gonna get any fame from that. But 9/11, people are hijacking, you get some fame from that. No fame, you do it, no one knows about it, but you're gonna stop one of these two events. What would you rather stop?
Coronavirus.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's that close. I mean,
Really?
the impact of coronavirus is it's like
9/11 led to wars in Afghanistan and Iraq that I think like over 1 million probably over 1 million people have died.
Well, we're at 488,000 already.
Yeah, no, I mean it also shook up Middle Eastern the politics of the Middle East basically for like the next 100 years.
Yeah, but it's still, I think, I mean, that was all not great, but like it's
Massive suffering, tons of people being tortured.
We don't even know the ramifications of this yet. The entire economy can crumble.
I mean, this thing affects every single human on the planet, basically.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you didn't get it, you're like doing something that you wouldn't have done otherwise, like even like wearing a mask, not going outside.
Hello?
This is the part of the show where Mark's computer glitches and he disconnects.
I don't know. Yeah, it happens every show.
I think it's just the scope. I mean, every single human's affected by this.
Yeah.
I feel like the ramifications of what happened, like I'm not talking about the day of 9/11, but everything that happened thereafter.
It was a lot. I mean, I think there was more to it than people realized.
Yeah.
But
From
it didn't affect every single human. Though.
Yeah, no,
it affected a lot of people.
It's not even close to what's going on right now.
I don't know. I feel like it's okay.
Come on, Europe is like okay, whatever. Like all of Asia, like it didn't affect them. Like this is way worse.
Now you're arguing. Which side are you arguing now?
9/11. It didn't affect Europe or Asia at all.
Oh, I thought you said. I thought you were saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, the coronavirus went everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Doc, what's your next one?
Let's see. What do we got? I think I was. Okay. I mean, this one's like simpler. Back to coronavirus. Would you rather die of coronavirus or die of a swarm of murder hornets?
I'm gonna die either way, right?
Yeah, it's just the way you die.
I guess coronavirus, because I feel like the murder hornets have done something stupid to be involved in that. Like I probably like threw a rock at the murder hornets, and then that's how I died.
I feel like the murder hornets might be quicker.
Both sound pretty bad.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, even like I wasn't even sure which one I would choose.
Yeah.
Did you guys make a final decision?
I think
I'm gonna go with the coronavirus.
I
even
think I'm
though
going to
they
go with the
both-
murder hornets because with my luck, I'll be on a ventilator for like 4 months and
Yeah,
then die.
I think I'm gonna go with the murder hornets just because like the coronavirus, if you actually die of it, it's like pretty bad.
The other one though is dying if it's not so bad. Okay. Well, would you rather go
Well,
back?
yeah, I guess that's bad too, but yeah.
Okay, rather go back in time and you either you stop OJ,
From what?
from
He was innocent.
from not killing his Nicole Gilman.
Not playing
According to the
football- not
court of
playing
law,
football.
he did
No, he
nothing.
plays football. You just from not committing murder. You stop him from not doing it.
You're going to stop him
he
from
did-
making Naked Gun?
Yeah. You stop OJ, or you stop the existence of Alex Jones. So one guy allegedly killed 2 people. Probably didn't, because the jury said he didn't. But or the other person, just like a world class top 10 piece of shit in the world.
I'm going to go with
it's
Alex
funny 'cause
Jones.
I think he was on one of my questions that I was trying to make.
It's hard not to do. I mean, Alex Jones. It's hard to. Jay's a big fan, so.
I think Alex Jones is way more dangerous. Like he can potentially get thousands of people killed.
Okay.
Yeah, I think his impact. I mean, OJ killed 2 people, which was awful, but the
Right,
impact kind of ended there.
Yeah, a one-time person killing 2 people, or someone who's incites followers that may or may not do terrible things.
I mean, it's not even just like the people that listen to him. It's like he creates this whole like fake news phenomenon where like everyone sort of questions even like real things. So
Wait, did we get the Kardashians because of OJ?
wait, what?
I mean, not really, because it's really like like OJ didn't make them famous. I mean, the dad was one of his lawyers, but it's really because of Paris Hilton, because she was like friends with them.
Yeah, I don't think it was directly related. I guess.
Yeah, she was like friends with Kim Kardashian, and Kim Kardashian made that like porn, and like some reason that like helped her career, and then I don't know. But the OJ thing was just more of like an interesting fact about the like interesting connection.
Okay.
I mean, the thing with the O.J. Simpson thing is like, everyone was like mesmerized watching the whole thing, but it was something that didn't really impact anyone but like those 2 people. Like it was a very local.
That's
like,
not true. It impacted everyone trying to watch a goddamn playoff game.
Yeah, okay. Right, but like it was crazy. Like we were all like mesmerized because it was like that was like wow, look at this. But if you think about it, it was like. It really didn't affect anyone else.
No, it's just such a surprising. It'd be like Tom Hanks committed murder. You'd be like, really? Tom Hanks? Okay, Jay, would you rather go back and stop the Holocaust or slavery? Go.
And there's only one right answer for you to keep the podcast.
Only one right answer, Jay. And think about your answer to George Floyd and go.
Jesus Christ. This is
Jay, just remember, I'm Jewish, so I have skin in this.
I know you do, but
He knows the Jewish mafia.
Okay, you don't have to answer, Jay. I was just like, how
Dude,
can I
that one
push
is
this
like
reach?
you're better off
Yeah.
not answering. You're better off canceling the podcast forever.
Doc, do you have any more?
Oh well, okay. Speaking of Alex Jones, so would you rather have Trump become president for life or Alex Jones become president for life?
I'm guessing I'm going to go with Donald Trump because the Alex Jones seems actually worse.
I'm going to go with Trump also because Trump is way closer to death.
Yes,
Okay,
that helps
that's a good
also.
one. I kind of think about like these 2 people's like ability to actually get anything done. Like Trump, for all the stuff he like believes in and stuff, he's pretty ineffective in getting things done. And I also
Yeah.
think Alex Jones would probably be ineffective too.
You
like
would
all
hope you'd hope the Republicans would be like, okay, we can impeach him. That's fine. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like I don't think either one of them is like could get like a lot of people on their side, like in actual government. But I think I would go with Trump actually, because
What's
like
worse?
Alex Jones is probably crazier.
What's worse for society, Alex Jones or Facebook?
Facebook.
Ooh, that's a good. Yeah, I would say Facebook because Alex Jones doesn't like. Not as many people go to Infowars as Facebook, and
Yeah.
Facebook's a shit show right now.
Most people think Alex Jones is just like crazy. Most people go on Facebook and go, "This makes perfect sense." This crazy shit my friend said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like I mean, we all have family members, but like my mom, like that pandemic video and stuff, like she sent it to me, like thinking that like I would find this interesting. Like obviously, I mean, you guys watched this, right? You know about this thing.
I know that I didn't actually watch it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah,
it
was. I mean, it was like you watched like the first five minutes. It starts off like sort of realistic. Like there's this woman, she's claiming that she got like fired from a job. She was like a scientist. But then it kind of like she starts talking and as I mean most normal people, they start realizing that like this person's crazy after a while, but it's not as obvious right away, so that's why I think it gets some people.
So basically the idea is this video is all about how the coronavirus is a con job, right?
Right. And then she puts like Anthony Fauci into it and basically saying that he's like a shill for like the vaccine companies and is making a lot of money off this, and they go back in like 20 years about like all the stuff he's allegedly done, which most, obviously it's pretty much made up.
Yeah. So basically your mom was like, "Hi, my son who's a doctor. What do you think about this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Is your mom just curious, is she like a more Democrat, more Republican? Where does she lean?
I mean, lately she's been my dad watches like MSNBC and stuff all day, and then she at first she would say things like Trump's not wrong about everything, and then because like this Suffolk County is pretty Republican actually, so a lot of people around here, so she hears things and she doesn't really understand the politics of it, and then but lately, like since my dad's been watching a lot of CNN and MSNBC, like that's pretty much anti-Trump TV also. So
do you engage anyone that else? By the way, if someone says to you something that's like a little bit out there, do you engage them or do you just like let it go? Like
I try to let it go. Like I work on the East End of Long Island, and it's pretty Republican, and there's a lot of Trump lovers, and even like doctors I work with. Like some doctors, like I've been very friends with like 10 years, and like the other like 6 months ago, like he's a guy. He's German. He moved here when he was like maybe like 10 or 15 years ago, maybe like 20 years ago. So he's been living here since. And like we've had like political conversations, and all of a sudden he just rattles off during like the Trump impeachment, like how people keep picking on him, like he's a saint, like why do people just rag on him all the time? And there was a lot of other stuff. Like, it was basically like all just Republican talking points for like 15 minutes. I didn't even get a word in, and I'm like, okay. And I just said I disagree with everything you just said for the last 15 minutes. That's pretty much it. Like that's all I did.
Yeah, someone the other day was just like mentioned about how they've inflated the numbers and like like a lot of people really aren't dying of coronavirus, but they're just pretending they died of coronavirus. So I was like, okay, cool. Okay, anyway, I'll talk to you later. Like it's just like I wouldn't even point in responding.
I mean, like I was like, if it was just a real like conversation about like is Trump like whatever, like I don't mind, but he just went on for 15 minutes and didn't even give like you a chance to like interject. That's the part that makes it like hard to interact with them.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I mean,
they're going on
like,
and on.
Yeah, if it was like he said like one thing and I disagreed with it, that's like you could have a conversation and that's fine.
You're like, okay, that's
It was
cool.
a lot, and it came out of nowhere because I mean I actually didn't know that that's like like I guess he must be watching a lot of Fox News because everything he basically said was stuff that they whatever the latest was on Fox News was basically what he was saying. So.
There was what was it? I was my office when we could go to offices. It's like a shared office, like kind of a WeWork type concept where like there's lots of different businesses and they're shared like kitchen space. And it was my boss and I were standing there. There's this other guy and like it might have been like the Trump hearing or something Trump was doing. And this guy, we just made like some kind of comment. Oh, there goes Trump. We made some kind of like very light comment, and he responded. He was very liberal. But he went on like this 15-minute rant about how everything's fixed and this whole thing is shit. And we just stood there like, I can't even argue anything you're saying. It just like, stop.
Yeah. I mean, the rants go on both sides. I mean, the anti-Trump stuff is just as bad. I mean, it's like, I understand he's bad, but like, you can focus on like, what we actually need to do rather than just everything is, Trump. There was lots of problems before Trump came.
Okay, so I'm going to just to move back to Would You Rather real quick. I want Jay to have a chance to redeem himself. I'm going to ask you this question first, Doc. Would you rather stop the killing of George Floyd, or would you rather stop all Jay's anxiety issues? So one is your really good friend, and one is a piece of something, according to Jay.
I'm going to go with stopping Jay's anxiety because I think the death of George Floyd has brought on like a lot more good than like preventing him wouldn't have. I mean, there's also like a million acts like that are happening all over the country that would have continued to happen. So
Also, he would have got
True.
shot eventually because he's a piece of shit. Just kidding.
My God, Jay. Jay,
Well, you know what? I will say something. You know that there was that other guy that got like the guy that
Tasered.
stole the taser
Yeah.
and stuff.
Atlanta,
That one
yeah.
was kind of like I kind of like don't see like everything one-sided on that one because I mean the guy was like stole their taser and was like running around and like I mean
So there was a struggle on the floor where he was basically punching at the cops. He
Yeah.
grabbed the taser. He tried to shoot the taser back at them. That said, the guy was drunk in his car, and 5 minutes later, you're shooting him as he's running away from you. I feel like
I mean,
he did something wrong.
I think that it was more force that was necessary, but like it wasn't a completely out of nowhere act. Like obviously, if they had a less lethal weapon, I mean, they could.
Well, there was another cop with a taser. Like, there's another guy standing there. They could've-
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of like I don't know, kind of overreacted, but I don't like think they should be going to jail or like I just feel like they were in a tough position.
I think they should go to jail. But in Colorado, apparently, they're reforming their police department. They said one of the things they're doing is you're no longer allowed to shoot fleeing suspects. Why were you allowed to shoot fleeing suspects? Just because you like are not in enough shape to catch them?
Yeah, but I mean,
Like
okay.
I'm jogging and I can't catch him. I'll just shoot him.
I agree with that, but I feel like in that particular case, like the guy could have shot the taser back at them.
He
like-
tried to. But again, it's a taser.
This is going to lead to more crime.
Yeah. I don't know. This guy also had you had his car, his license, his driver's license. You had all his info. You could have just like let him run away.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
find.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should have shot him, but like I just feel like that was a tougher position to be in, where like I could see like stuff like I don't know. It just wasn't like unforgivable.
This is just
Jay.
going to lead to thousands of people doing shit and then running away.
Jay, so are you going to stop instead of Floyd? Jay, are you going to stop the killing of the guy in Atlanta or your anxiety?
My anxiety.
Is there anyone I could say that you wouldn't stop, like MLK or your anxiety? You get to save MLK or you get to get rid of your anxiety. Which do you choose?
My anxiety.
Man, Jay.
You want me to get canceled, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm
By
gonna
the way, you know what I think would be great for our country?
Hmm.
So I was thinking that like there hasn't been like half our country now is like the virus is rising again. People aren't taking this shit seriously anymore. You know what's missing? We need a big time celebrity to get the coronavirus to scare everyone again, like how Tom Hanks got it and the NBA got it.
Mhm.
So I have it. This is what I think is the best thing for our country. The Rock needs to get it. Like he's like the epitome and something of like masculinity. Big buff guy, action hero. If he got it and it was really bad, he doesn't have to die. But he got it was really bad. Half our country would be like, "Oh shit, we gotta take this seriously again."
But that's happened. I mean, a lot of celebrities have gotten it. I mean, like no,
But
like
The Rock, come on. It's been a while since a major celebrity gotten it.
I guess. I mean, people are still getting it. Like the number one male tennis player in the world got it.
True.
I mean, like.
It doesn't seem like people keep getting it. And everyone's like, "I don't need a mask. It doesn't even exist."
Well, I think sometimes it could be worse that they're getting it and they're like not getting like some of them are not getting that sick, to be honest. But that makes it worse because it's like, oh, they got it, they didn't get that sick.
Yeah, every time an NBA player got it, it was like, "I have coronavirus. I sneeze for a couple days and I'm good."
Yeah, I mean the outcomes have correlate a lot with like health in general. So, I mean NBA players obviously are pretty healthy. And young.
So we have a bunch of questions we should get to, but I have a couple quick questions for you guys. Just going on, there's a lot going on in the news, and I kind of just get. You guys follow the news?
Yeah. We're never
never
going to
watched
get to
news in
these
my life.
emails, by the way.
Okay, so I have some basic questions. Are the protests still happening?
Yes.
Okay, are they happening like every day in all these cities, or what's going on?
Yes.
Doc, is he right?
I mean,
I thought they were happening on some level, but I don't know. I
think they've
can't
probably
keep up with-
decreased in intensity, but I
They're
think they're still happening.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. Another question: are there still kids in cages on the border?
That's a good one.
Is that still happening?
Yes.
That's like, because that's like, you know, with all the stuff that's happened lately, like, I mean, that sounds like 100 news stories ago, or like even more, but like that's probably still happening.
I forget if I said this in the show or not, but I'm pretty convinced that aliens could invade. Like aliens could show up, real aliens. Everyone sees real aliens, and it would be like page 7 of the news. But yeah, are there kids still in cages? If not, who freed them? What happened there? It was a big story for a while.
Yeah, no, I think probably because no one made them stop, right? Like we had like we like the journalists like exposed it, but then there was no like, oh, okay, we'll stop doing that.
I have no idea. If any of our listeners could figure this out and let me know.
Or,
and also,
or maybe they were like, oh yeah, we'll stop doing that, like, you know, fake quotes, kind of like, okay, like sarcastically.
If kids are in cages, don't they all have coronavirus now? They can't be social distancing in a cage. What's going on now? What the hell's going on with the kids in cages? Also, is that caravan from Mexico still coming?
Yeah, it has coronavirus.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think
Did
that's
that-
anymore.
That caravan coming from Mexico that was
No,
in
you know, they canceled
that-
immigration. They're like, we don't want to risk our lives going to America. They have too much coronavirus. No one wants to immigrate here anymore.
They're like, fuck this country. Also,
Yeah, what are we, crazy? We're going to the U.S.? That's insane.
Okay, Doc, also, in your medical opinion, is it okay for us to just pretend coronavirus doesn't exist even though record levels are happening every day?
Yeah, I mean, as long as someone you know doesn't have it, it's fine.
Okay, that seems pretty good.
Or at least if someone you know, someone who doesn't live in your apartment or house doesn't have it, then it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jay, we have emails. Let's go to emails.
We have a lot of emails. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com is our email. Mr. C writes, hey guys, assuming life were back to normal, if you could be a cop for 24 hours, what would you do?
Not show my face in public.
Yeah, that's a tough question. Like, being a cop is tough too, so that's why, like, a lot of the stuff, I feel bad for like the good cops. I mean, and there are good cops. I mean, it's like they're not all like shit.
No, of course. Like 90% of them are totally good. Do you think every good cop right now is just thinking, I should have been a fucking fireman?
Probably.
I mean, I bet they don't really love their job right now. I mean,
no one hates firemen.
Still, you know.
Do you think
No
the
one ever-
cops are setting off the fireworks?
You get fireworks every night?
Every single night between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m.
Oh
For the
God! I do
last 3
hear them a
weeks.
lot around here too, but not at those times.
All 5 boroughs and most major cities are getting them.
Is this a real story?
I mean,
Like-
you know, like in prior, like historically, like people do set off fireworks like sporadically, I guess, but like I guess now it's like just planned and consistent.
Yeah, no,
Like,
this is definitely funded
Different.
by somebody with deep pockets because it's like, you know, concert grade fireworks, parade grade fireworks every day.
Jay, it's not just you. There's a sudden wave of fireworks exploding in cities across the U.S. According to this article I'm reading from CNN.
Yeah, I told you.
That's the headline.
No, it's I guess it's happening, but so they're basically just preventing everyone from sleeping, like in cities.
Yeah, so I mean, I
That's not
saw
going to help things.
I saw a video online of a street that was closed off by fire trucks on both sides, and then people were just setting off fireworks in the middle of the street, and nobody was doing anything about it. So I don't know if it.
When you're trying to fight a virus, you know what's important? Your immune system. And if you want a healthy immune system, you know what's important?
Sleep.
Sleep.
What's the deal with the fireworks now? Now I want to know. What's the conspiracy theory?
The theory is that it's trying to discredit the protests by basically, from what I've seen, their vans.
Oh, so it's not the protesters, like it's someone trying to.
Well, from what I've seen, there have been vans that have been driving into low income neighborhoods and selling these really expensive fireworks for dirt cheap. So it is people in those neighborhoods setting off the fireworks.
You've seen this?
I've seen videos on
Oh, okay.
on
So
Twitter.
You made it sound like you're an investigative reporter. Go on.
No, people have uploaded a few videos though, and so yeah, it's people in those neighborhoods that are setting off the fireworks, but they're being basically planted there, but nobody knows by who.
So
Well, it's I also like I think like the looting that was happening, like there was some elements of that too with that. Like it was like people were trying to make the protesters look bad by like the looting. I mean, some of it was probably just people looting, but like I don't know, it just seemed like kind of planned to some degree.
Yeah.
So should we just say this is Bill Gates?
And George Soros.
I think this one was Hillary.
Okay, maybe 5G is causing it somehow.
Yeah.
I think if you're left leaning, everything is done by George Soros. And if you're
No,
right-leaning-
those
No.
are right.
oh yeah,
those are
George
right.
Soros
Right.
is the right.
Yeah,
villain.
yeah.
Who's the left villain?
If you're left leaning, it somehow is Trump's fault.
Okay.
Then like good percentage of time it is. Did you hear the thing that how Trump the other night at his rally in Tulsa said that I've asked him to slow down testing, and then they said he was joking.
That just kind of confirmed. That kind of confirmed what I think what he was doing the whole time.
Yeah, but then he said he wasn't joking, and then apparently there's some I forget who broke the story that like there's 13 like federally funded testing sites which are closing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's been his mindset the whole time. Like he doesn't really grasp the concept of it's here. Like no matter whether you test it or not, he thinks like we're creating it by testing it.
Yeah, well, there's that thing. Remember when it first started, there was these people on the cruise ship, and he didn't want them to come he didn't want them to leave the cruise ship because it would up our numbers on some scorecard he had
because
going.
He looks at everything like through a PR kind of viewpoint. Not he doesn't really understand what's actually happening.
Okay, so what's the next email?
I know that was the first part of the first email.
Wow, this shows we're never gonna get through
and
this.
we didn't even answer the first part of that. What would you do if you were a cop?
Oh, what we do? I said, I would.
Wait.
I'd go to the protests and I'd deal with the protesters and try to do what the cops are doing that way and try to talk to the protesters and try to like say you're right and rally with them.
I would enforce noise violations. Anybody who honked their horn, I would just pull them over and give them tickets.
Doc?
I would quit.
Okay. Go on.
If you could be black for 24 hours, what would you do?
Should I give like a stereotypical answer and say like beat everyone in basketball? But we're not really playing. It's all about games these days with COVID going on.
I think I would just go. I'd be outside all day and I'd just do normal things and I'd see how people looked at me and how people treated me and basically see how, am I being discriminated against and how so?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's a good answer. Like I was thinking like someone would say like, oh, I'd go out and protest, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense because if you think that, you should do it anyway.
Yeah. If anything, you're like, I'm going to change so no one can figure out who I am. I'll really go commit a crime and not because no one will know they'll recognize me the next day. Yeah, Jay, I like your answer. That was a very good answer. That redeems the whole George Floyd comment, and we're fine. The show's going to stay on.
You hear that, cancel culture? I just repeated myself. All right. If you were Trump for 24 hours, what would you do?
Resign. But first, I'd convince Pence to do it with me.
I mean, if you were Trump, like, but you were still yourself, or do you actually thought like Trump?
No, you're Trump.
If I can't resign, what are you gonna do?
Like, what would I do with like powers of being president? Is that kind of?
I guess I would go to the Dems and go like, "Hey, 24 hours, let's get shit done."
Yeah, I would pass as many things or remove as many things as absolutely possible.
Would you do Melania?
I don't know. Then I have to see myself as Trump naked.
Plus, I don't think she's sleeping with him anyway. I think she's kind of like done with him.
Melania, it's that you saw the contract. It's my time and it's my night.
But yeah, I would probably try and get as many actual things accomplished as I could.
Not much actually be accomplished. Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Things-
don't think you could because you're still like stuck in the Senate.
I guess executive order is the only thing you really could do.
Yeah.
I would just try to give like an actual inspirational speech that's like not like awful, like, that tries to get people on the same page. Like we haven't had one of those in like.
You know what I would do? I would find out. I'd be like, hey, I have access. Let's find out. Let's release everything that Jeffrey Epstein actually did. Let's release all the Epstein stuff. Bring down as many people as possible.
That would be really good. I would also be like, take me to Area 51. I want to see everything.
And they'd be like, okay, well, since it doesn't exist, I don't know where we're taking you.
It's an area, but there's
I
nothing
know.
actually happened here.
Nothing happened there yet.
And
That's what I meant.
I would try and get the JFK stuff released too. And the 9/11 stuff.
Jay's like, show me who really did 9/11. The hijackers. I want answers. That's not the right answer. Come on, mole people. Where are the mole people?
Yeah, I don't know. They
I
redacted.
I still hold
like,
if our government was smart enough to pull off a fake 9/11, I think they could have stopped coronavirus.
Yeah, like we don't have. It's not like we have like this really
We don't have a
smart government.
functional government. Like I don't think it's.
Then
it's
why
just-
did
Everyone,
they redact
everyone
all-
gives us way
practical.
too much credit for stuff we could pull off.
Then why did they
like,
redact
if-
all the pages for 9/11?
I don't know. If our country shot JFK, it'd be like like some guy in the bar would be like, "Yeah, we did it." It would all come out.
I mean, the JFK thing I think is more possible, but like the 9/11 thing is like that's a lot of work to try to make that fake.
A lot of people
Yeah.
involved with JFK died. Just saying.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Anybody who had any knowledge with JFK, there was people dropping left and right after JFK died.
Yeah, no, I think that I would be more inclined to believe something shady was happening with that.
I mean,
Okay.
he got shot, then they shot the guy who shot him, and then
Yeah,
Jack
no,
got
no.
shot
True,
too,
they did.
car
You're fair.
crash,
Fair
and-
point.
No, I think that's like there's a lot more sketchiness to the JFK assassination. in
Oswald
general.
and Jack Ruby. Like it was a lot of people were getting shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You know, that's what I said. Like the Kennedys were not innocent. There was a lot of shady politics going on. You know.
I believe there was also a lot of car crashes and heart attacks that seemed like not so random around that time too. But anyway, he wrote, "Love the show. Thank you, Mr. C."
Okay. Awesome. Would you let Mr. C come to? Let's just say he's a big fan and he wants to meet you in person. Would you let him come to your house and just like meet you in person?
Yeah, in like 2024.
Okay, but he's a big fan of the show, Jay.
Yep.
What if he wants to just meet you outside? Just wants to shake your hand.
Fist bump.
Let me ask you a question, guys. How long would you take before you'd actually go to like a bar? Like no, let's say like coronavirus like got better, like it wasn't as bad as we thought. Like, you know,
If it's not as
things,
bad as you thought, then I'm fine with
no,
it.
like things continue to get better. Like whatever's happening now gets better over time, and then like things start opening up. Like personally, like a personal decision. Like
Personally, if things are like around how they are now or getting slightly better, I would say, are we have to go inside the bar or are we gonna drink outside the bar?
Inside the bar.
Inside the bar is gonna be a while.
Yeah, I'm
Outside the
just
bar,
thinking,
outside
like,
the bar, I'm fine doing it.
I'm just like, you know, our bar is going to be a thing. Like, I just feel like people, like, it's going
I
to be
don't-
hard.
I think they're gonna be a thing as people seem to be risking their lives going to them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bars
but
are a
it just-
thing right now. They're packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's. I
It
think
just
they're
won't
definitely.
be. It just won't be us. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, how often are you going to a bar anyway? So
Yeah, not that often, but like, you know, I was never like hesitate because of those kind of reasons.
I have a question. I know a lot of there's not a lot of dating. Like you can't do an in-person dating right now.
Yeah.
But you're single. Have you tried any like online like I have a friend who's single and he said he started doing he wasn't doing it for a while, then he started doing the online like I guess you just do phone calls, you just talk to each other.
Yeah, I've been trying it a little more because there's like nothing else to do, but
Yeah.
it's still it's kind of the same problems that there generally are. Like it's still hard because if you don't have like the possibility of meeting in person, like I don't like to have, you know, if you start having like an online sort of relationship, it's like I don't. That's just not. It's not like it kind of goes in the wrong direction, and then then you meet the person, and then it's kind of weird because then it might not meet your expectations. So
A friend of mine said he's been doing he was talking to some girl and like he's like they've been talking for like maybe 2 weeks. He really likes her so far, but he's like, where do? You go like, let's meet social distance. You kiss through a mask.
No, that's
what the hell
hard.
do you do?
But let's say in the past too, like I feel like you kind of had to meet the person fairly quickly because you didn't want to turn it into like an online relationship where like the expectations go up and then you meet the person and then let's say like you're not attracted to them, but you still like, what do you do there? Like you kind of want to meet them soon because otherwise.
Right. Why are we talking so much if like we're not going to have some kind of physical thing?
So now it's even worse because it's like you might not be able to meet them for a while and then you might have to wear a mask. You might have to be like, you might have to wear a mask. You might have to be distant. Like it's just adding to the complexities of online dating like more, but yet you have less other ways of meeting. So
there was a whole show on Netflix. It was very much a trash show, but kind of entertaining, called Love Is Blind, where these couples were like, they'd meet there was a screen. They couldn't actually see each other, and they'd have like long conversations. Then they got engaged before they actually ever saw each other.
That's insane.
No, I mean the show ends up being kind of entertaining. I mean,
no, I mean insane. Like like.
No, of course. Anyone doing this show is like everything about it's insane. But I feel like you could like maybe you talk a lot the next like for a month that you wouldn't have spent all this time talking, and then you really like the person. Maybe you're gonna like each other when you see each other in person more so because of that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, maybe. But like, what if you don't? What if you're not like attracted? Like, I mean, you may still like the person, but you may not be like, and then you're kind of like, should I just keep going with this? Or like,
I mean, I guess you could do physically. You could obviously. People are seeing each other like socially distant. You could be like, "Hey, why don't we take like a social?"
I guess you could. You could probably just do like like Zoom, and so you are seeing the person. So.
Yeah. So you can do things.
So I guess that's probably. I mean that works. I guess.
Yeah. Jay, what's the next email?
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, it's the Queen's birthday long weekend here in Australia. What are you doing to celebrate the Queen's birthday?"
Listening to the Queen.
I actually did that today, so yeah, I'm covered too.
Listening to Queen, the band?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Doc, what do you got?
I'm just looking to make something up. It's the Queen's birthday?
Okay, Doc
Sorry,
is going to explore. Doc is going to explore how My Little Pony is related. Why is this popular with Nazis? He's going to do more exploration on that to celebrate the Queen's birthday.
I'm going to try to get a queen for America because we need one.
We could use a queen.
Yeah, no, I think we need a queen.
I'm going to go back
until we have a queen.
I'm going to go back. I'm Donald Trump for a day. I'm going to announce to the world that I am transitioning to become Queen Trump. I'm going to sign myself for surgery, do the surgery. That's what I'm going to do. And then Trump has to be Mrs. Trump for the rest of his life. That's what I'm going to do.
Lorenzo,
that would confuse a lot of his followers. They'd be like, well, I like Trump, but...
And they'd be like, trans is manly now.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, I've just been listening to some old episodes and heard Jay mention that once the CPA was done, he would go with Bri for a wild Vegas weekend. Has this happened yet, or have I missed any stories about it?"
It's happening next week, actually.
Jay, what happened? Bri's not on, so tell us.
They're going to go to Vegas, and Jay's going to make out with a stripper.
So I think Bri lost all his money at the casino in Connecticut, and then the coronavirus happened. So it didn't work out so well.
Would you have gone otherwise if Bri was like all about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Sounds fun.
Lorenzo,
I feel like casinos are like the worst. I mean, I don't know. I guess they're trying to reopen because my friend was telling me. He's like he gambles a lot, and they want him coming first because they want to make sure everyone who gets in there is like a big gambler. They don't want to waste space with like casual gamblers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't like waste it on like me or you.
Yeah.
I saw something a New York sex club, which I didn't really realize that was a real thing. Is opening, but they're going to do socially distanced sex club stuff. It's New York City's hottest sex club is doing socially distanced orgies.
So doggy style only?
I guess so.
There was, they had like those guidelines about like the phases and about sexual contact. Like they were like, this is what you should do if you're hooking up with someone, basically. And it was like,
What would they say?
It
Oh
was
yeah,
like
that was the one that said no rim jobs, right?
yeah, it was like really detailed and like kind of gross.
Oh my god, could you find that?
That was like an
maybe
official.
maybe we should do that next podcast.
Yeah, that was an official government document. You didn't see that? It literally said no rim jobs.
Are you kidding me?
No.
No, I did not see that. How did we not read that in the show?
We'll do a next show.
Okay, can we hooking up official government document?
Yeah, it was released by New York State.
It was
You-
ridiculous. It was like I can't believe they're giving recommendations like this.
I'm
Instead
not.
of being like, they should have just been like, use like good judgment and just
This is
protect
New
what you
York,
can.
New York State.
Yeah.
New York State. What's my Google search? New York State.
Just type in coronavirus no rim jobs. It comes up immediately.
That's the next protest that's happening.
Yep, there you go.
All right, I guess if you can find it
cannot
fast enough.
believe- you are the safest. You're your own safest sex partner. The next safest partner is someone you live with. Okay, have only sex with consenting partners.
That's probably true regardless, right?
Yeah, isn't that one you don't have to like? Hey,
Or
I
you
know
might
it's
end up
coronavirus.
on
Rape's still not cool.
or you might end up on a would you rather.
You should limit close contact, including sex with anyone outside your household. If you do have sex with others,
That's like the fun of it. Like,
if you do have
it's like
sex outside your
basically
household,
single people are screwed.
have as few partners as possible. God, what about the sluts? You're really talking out to the sluts, and pick partners you trust. Great. Now that's
These
pick
are
partners
very
you trust.
these are
Like,
very
you really trust
anti-slut
anyone?
guidelines.
Definitely very anti.
I mean, these are guidelines for like regular life without COVID. Also, do they have symptoms, or have they had symptoms in the last 14 days? Have they ever been diagnosed with COVID? I'm trying to find the rim job thing.
I
There's
have
the
it
funny
here.
ones.
It
Yeah,
says
Okay. What?
it says rimming in parentheses mouth on anus.
Oh
mi-
my God, where is this?
Might spread COVID-19. Virus and feces may enter your mouth.
wasn't there something where they were recommending glory holes or something? There was something like that too.
I actually, I was trying to decide if when you said that is the mouth breathing into the anus causing it, or is the anus going into your mouth causing it? Which is more likely the way to transfuse? Like Doc, am I more likely to get it if I'm giving a rim job to someone who has it, or is it more likely that they're gonna get it from me? What's the more likely way to transfer it? To the ass or to the mouth? From the ass.
I would say the mouth, but probably either, both.
Okay.
According to this document, virus and feces may enter your mouth. So the person giving.
Oh, look, this. Okay, so New York City Health advice discourages casual sex during COVID, but also says if you're going to have it, be creative with sexual positions and physical barriers like walls that allow sexual contact while preventing face-to-face contact. So they want glory hole.
So
God.
pro glory hole, anti rim job.
Make it masturbate together.
All right, one more question, then I gotta go.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is from Lorenzo. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on people who use big or unusual words or phrases but don't know how to construct them into sentences? Example, I heard someone the other day relay a story, and at the end, the person said, "Don't pander at me."
Yeah. So it says skip sex if your partner's not feeling well. I'm getting a fever. Let's just get it in anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to skip it really.
What was the question, Jay?
What are your thoughts on people who use big or unusual words?
Oh
or phrases?
yeah. I mean,
I
those
mean,
people
they're
are
stupid.
Yeah.
They should look up what the word means.
Can I just go through 3 quick Facebook questions without discussing them? Jansen writes, Dean writes, I wonder if you could discuss what life might be like in your world 6 months from now. Where do you think you'll be at? Jansen, Jay's office mate, responds, he'd still be at the same place where work hates Jay.
Oh God.
And then Patrick writes, would you rather only ever being able to eat ramen noodles or mashed potatoes?
Ramen
We'll allow
noodles.
sauces and condiments.
Ramen
so you
noodles.
ramen noodles?
Yeah.
Doc?
Wait, we're choosing between the noodles? I didn't hear that.
Ramen noodles or mashed potatoes for the rest of your life. Like the only, that's
The
the only thing
noodles.
you're
Yeah,
eating.
I like the noodles.
Yeah, I feel like you can add some spices to that. Mashed potatoes, I like them, but I'm gonna go with ramen here.
And where do you guys see yourself in 6 months?
Still doing a weekly episode with you, the podcast.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of life changes,
it'll be
particularly in
goddamn
my life
colder.
in 6
Yeah,
months. 'Cause
I mean, do you think it'll be a lot colder? Like, will life be more miserable? Now we can go outside. Like, it's cold. We're like, this sucks.
I'm really, really hoping to have a new job in 6 months and hopefully figure out my buying a house situation.
What's the story with the house?
They want money. I don't have money for a down payment. I have good credit
No,
and I have good
I-
income.
Tell us about the house. You said you found a house before the show started. You said you found a house you like, a perfect house.
Yeah, I found a perfect house in Westchester. And I have good credit and good income, but I don't have money saved for a down payment. So I'm trying to.
Have you figured out the payment? Would the payment be similar to what you're paying now in your rent?
No, it would be more,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be going insane in this.
No, that makes sense. But you guys, how big of a down payment do you need, percentage wise?
3.5%.
wait, that's it?
Yeah.
That's good. Like it's usually like 15 or 20, right?
The thing is, you have to pay some like mortgage insurance if you don't have the 20%.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget what it's called, but
It's like,
yeah.
oh, you don't have enough money. We're gonna charge you extra money until you have enough money. It's like, but now I don't have that extra money because you're charging me extra money.
No, I mean you generally want to put down more if you can, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have nothing.
but if they're gonna just charge you 3.5%, shouldn't they just be like, forget it, 0%? What's the difference at that point? They should just let you
Yeah.
get. Why even making you
well,
up?
I guess there is a difference because Jay
Well, there
doesn't
is
like the 3.5%.
there's a 0% loan, but there's a cap on income, and
Couldn't you?
so I couldn't get it.
So
Oh,
how much is the 3.5%?
For the place I want.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, not only is it the 3.5%, then there's the closing fees, which could be
And I
another
mean,
like
Yeah.
the
20
closing
grand.
costs are big too. Yeah.
Closing costs, then you'll also have this maintenance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are built into that.
There's a lot of upfront costs.
So like I'll
It's
probably
hard to-
need like 20 grand for the down payment, but then I'll need another 20 grand for like all that
closing
other
costs are like
bullshit.
20 grand at least.
So
Yeah. You also we have a neighbor moved in like down the block who seems to have like an issue with their house every other day.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you buy a house that's not new, it's like you got to have some money left over in case
this
you
house
have an
looks
issue.
move-in ready. So
It looks moving ready, but then you find out like the roof has a leak, or the boiler goes. Like there's a lot of things that could happen. Houses are like they're money pits.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, our basement just flooded. I've been in the house for a week. Now
Yeah,
what do I do?
I mean, bottom line is you can't put like every cent you have and have nothing left over because there's just unexpected things. Like you have to have some money available.
well, this is my problem.
Okay, so
So wait, when did
Patreon.
you figure this out? Like you needed this?
I've been wanting to move out of this place for like,
No. I know you wanted the house. I'm talking about the down payment. Like you knew that you would have to have a down payment, right?
yeah, but I figured since the pandemic, maybe they loosened the restrictions on it.
Interest rates are really low now.
Yeah.
Don't you have the stock you had for, or you had to sell that stock from work, right?
Yep.
Did you still have like stock that had money? Like, wasn't there a certain amount of stock you had that was like anywhere close to this?
Yeah, but if I pull that out, then I get taxed as income, so then I lose like a third of it.
Oh, it's in a retirement account.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's retirement. I thought you had like the AMD stock. Did you have that somewhere?
Yeah, that was also in a retirement account.
Oh, the AMD stock was. They made you sell. Your work made you sell the retirement account stuff.
Yeah.
Your job sucks.
It's the worst.
What about do you have any of the crypto, or that's all gone already, right?
No, I have. I didn't sell it. It's just I don't want to sell it now because it's not that much right now.
If you sold it, would you be anywhere close to the down payment?
I don't think so. I mean, I need 40 grand.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the other 20.
Yeah. I mean, I could get close if I sold the crypto without that other 20. But the problem is the other 20.
So Patreon, Jay wants to buy a house. I know this is not a normal thing to ask for, but if people can give some more money this week, or for the next couple of weeks, Jay can get a house. Wouldn't it be hilarious to see Jay get a house? Please contribute to our Patreon.
It probably would make a lot of good material. Yeah, if I sold the crypto now, it'd be like 6,000. So that's
Oh, you're not really that close.
no.
Imagine you sold it when it was peaking.
Then I would have 30,000. I'd have a house right now.
Is it still are we all gonna be millionaires from it soon?
My buddy, the same guy, sent me a message 2 weeks ago and said it's about to rally.
Oh my god! Can you just tell him to go fuck himself at this point?
I
You're
mean,
just fucking wrong. It's not gonna rally. You're an asshole. The shit's worthless.
he's like, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. And it went up like, a couple percentage points like the next day, and then it dropped right back down again to where it was.
I put in I think $1,500. I think it's probably worth $300 now. I don't know.
Oh, you did way worse than I did. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it. I put in 1,500. I put in Litecoin, which went to what? I had those other coins that I'm not even sure how to access, and then I have like 1,000 in Ethereum that probably is worth. I don't know what's Ethereum worth now.
232.
I have no idea what price I even got. I imagine it's probably I probably have about $300 total with that.
Do you remember what
400.
you bought Litecoin at?
No. Why is Litecoin gone back up? I think I put Litecoin. I probably at least. I'm looking at the prices now. I probably bought Litecoin around like maybe 160,
Oh,
200.
Yeah, it's 43. That's not good.
I think I got Ethereum probably around 600 or 700. Bitcoin is actually the one that's done okay. I should have put all the money in Bitcoin. That hasn't fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that investment wasn't great. I probably should just. Doc, should I just sell it all and just take the money at this point, or should I hold it for just leave it in?
If you can afford to hold it, I would hold it. I think the overall economy is due. Like all these people losing their jobs, people have the sense that we're over it, but the impact is going to be like we're going to hit like an actual recession probably because a lot of that stuff takes time, And Jay, like buying a house, like there might be like a drop in prices in the next year or so. It might be good that you can't do it right away.
Right.
You started like positive, like you're like things are gonna get better. Then you kind of went off to like we're gonna be in a deep depression very soon.
Well, in terms of the coronavirus, yeah, but like all these people that lose their job, like it's just like you don't just flip the switch back on. I mean, like those ramifications, like the economic stuff, like that lasts for a while, even if the coronavirus gets better.
No, that's true. I had Stellar Lumens.
And
What's the
plus,
other one
we
I
were
bought?
like due for a recession anyway.
And Cardano. That can't be worth anything. Yeah, I don't think I think I'm just gonna leave the money in just because I know if I sell it, then like at some point it'll go back up, and I'll be like kicking myself. And at this point, it's not even worth selling.
I mean, like with Jay, like I know you want to buy a house and stuff, which like makes sense, but sometimes the last thing you want is to end up buying a house and then everything drops right after.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if you had the money, but there might be a bright side to that.
Jay,
Yeah.
we give you the money, but we get to do the podcast from your apartment every week and get to cough on you throughout the show. What if you get the money, but you have to have dinner with that woman who said that everything's the devil?
Jesus.
That might be kind of funny, actually.
Did I tell you? Oh, yeah, I told you the neighbor story on the show. Never mind. Okay, so I think we have to end this because I'm falling asleep.
That's fine. We have some more emails we'll do next week.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing a Knicks podcast about the bubble playoffs?
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna record next week. Do you want to talk next? Or you're
I don't think I
next
can
week,
do this. I guess
Yeah,
I'll be just even if you guys do it, I'll be listening at least.
Okay. I mean, if you want to do a Knicks show with us in the future, we can make sure we do it
Yeah.
on the week that
I was just
you're off.
curious, like what you guys are going to talk about that. So I'll be
Oh, I don't freaking know what we're going to talk about. Jay, what are we going to talk about?
But I mean that's kind of interesting that they're doing that thing in Florida.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. The Knicks hired Worldwide West.
Oh
which is
yeah,
like-
yeah. That's also
They have an elite front office, so we'll see what.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the elite front office could also play for them.
You wait, you need players for a team? What?
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. Go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say.